We have officially reached the halfway point to the Global Champions League. We are live in Monaco as we also, by the way, are at the halfway point of the season. This always proves to be a crucial stage when it comes to the looking back on the season. Where was a real big moment for these teams? From a championship point of view, how are the Stars doing? How are the Shanghai Swans doing? How are Falkensworth United doing? That top four battle between the Prague Lions, etc. All of these little stories start to take real shape now as we make our way through this stage and start progressing further and further into the summer. Stockholm Hearts currently lead, the only team on a double clear. They are just ahead of Madrid Emotion, find themselves in a strange place. 3 time penalties for Kim Emmen. They're currently on 3. And the Stars, winners here in 2024, a single fence down. They find themselves in 3rd on 4 penalties. Basel Cosmopolitans just behind them on the same count of time penalties, on jumping penalties, I beg your pardon, on 4 as well. Because of that, Sasha Nugard-Lil comes to join us in the studio. Sasha, welcome to the show. This is quite a nice sight, is it?
Very nice.
This is not a bad place to spend the rest of the week, no?
No, not at all.
Let's talk about this. I want to have the conversation about how it walked and how it jumped. Because after talking to the riders during the course walk, no one seemed frightened about this. And I wonder if now, maybe some of those opinions might change, because that felt like very heavy jumping. How was it for you?
For me, walking the course, I thought not too big, actually nice lines and not too tricky. Everything comes a bit easy, a bit quick out of the corners. Of course, it's a small ring, and I had a good round. My horse is jumping very good in a small ring, so I had, for me, was advantage. But yeah, a lot of funny mistakes, and if the rider just did one mistake, the horse straight away did something weird. A lot of funny pictures. I think a little bit keeping your rhythm out of the turns, even if it's really difficult because everything comes so quick. I think it's a little bit like the game changer in this kind of ring.
2 teams eliminated, plenty of time penalties. Did you ever get the feeling that time was going to be a conversation here? Because I've lost count about how many teams picked up time penalties today. Did it feel like it was going to be a factor this afternoon?
No, not at all, actually. When I watched, I thought, okay, time falls again and again. But I say again, like, everything is so small, everything comes so quick, so you really don't have to think twice out of the corner. Then you have one more stride, and you never have time just to let go. So it's a little bit tense going in there and around the corners.
The start position for Basel was quite early. You were forced to go. You didn't have a lot of teams to watch, but were you able from the warm-up to watch any of the 3 teams that went before you? Did that change anything from your perspective, from what you saw?
No. I walk the course, make my plan. I 9 out of 10 times stick to it. I like that. I know my horse very well. So I just like to think about myself and my horse when I'm in the warm-up. Talk
to me more about Primavera, because you're right. You started giving us some description. Still only 12. Talk to us about this mare.
She's a special mare for me. We bought her when she was 8, and I brought her up with Andreas together, and she just have an unbelievable mind. You would think, okay, maybe she's not a proper 160 horse, but she jumps with her heart and her mind. So when you go in the ring, she gives 100% every time. And
has Andreas spoken about round 2? Has that conversation happened already, or is it currently on the go? What's the plan for round 2?
Yeah, I go again with Primavera, and Andreas will go with Napoli.
Okay, Napoli again. Oh,
yeah.
An outstanding horse. It looks and feels as if there is nothing that Napoli cannot do. Sure. Is there the feeling that on 4 penalties you're still very much in the conversation?
Yeah, I would say so. From this first round, looking quite difficult. I think if we try to get a clean slate now, I think we are pretty good going.
Fences are going to fall. There's no denying that. We know when it comes to round 2, it's going to be bigger, it's going to be scarier. Fences are to fall. Stockholm Hearts, the only team on and all clear. Madrid Emotion, Stars, they are all there as well. Basel, Prague, just on 4 penalties. They are certainly in the mix and in the conversation here. And confirmation then that Andreas Skau and Napoli come in for that second round. We mentioned the 2 eliminations, Saint-Tropez Pirates, and heartbreakingly for the home team, the Monaco Comets, powered by the Iron Dames. They will not participate in the second round. That means, in fact, that there's only 15 teams coming out for that second round. If you're eliminated in round 1, you do not come out for that second round. Also, a big impact for them from a championship point of view. Let's show you the results as we say thank you, Sasha. Good luck for round 2.
Thank you so much.
We hope that maybe you come back later tonight for the studio.
Hopefully.
Maybe. We'll leave a space for you. This is what's happening for the results, by the way. At the end of GCL round 1, this is how it stands. A double clear for the Stockholm Hearts that now find themselves as the championship leader. They are currently in the lead as it stands, ahead of Madrid Emotion, who are currently on 3. Kunstars on 4 penalties. And as we said, a handful of teams, then the Basel Cosmopolitans and the Prague Lions, all on 4. Thank you very much to Sasha, and all the best to the Basel Cosmopolitans for the upcoming second round. Falkenswaard United, from a championship point of view, find themselves on 5 penalties. They are still technically in the race for a podium finish, if you bear in mind that penalties are going to fall. But there are those 2 eliminations, the Monaco Comets, Saint-Tropez Pirates, both having very heavy first rounds, and because of that they will play no further part in the Global Champions League from Monaco. It means that the Doha Falcons will be the first team to come out. Let's hear from the Stockholm Hearts, the leading team, the only team on double clear. Let's get their thoughts on what took place in GCL round 1.
Well, Stockholm Hearts, powered by H&M We Love Horses, a position that you haven't found yourself in for a while, Olivier, but a double clear, fantastic.
Yeah, very good. I think we've been struggling a bit first half of the season. We're going towards the half now, and yeah, feels very good to be double clean this first round, and let's hope the second round will do the same thing.
Jane, where do you think it's clicked for the team today?
And we will see in the second round if it clicks or not.
But you must be so pleased with your round and the pressure sort of being taken off after round 1.
Yes, of sure, but it's anyway pressure. We will see how it's ending up, and horses are not always the same. We are human, we are not always the same, so crossing finger that it will work out.
Olivier, you brought in quite a young horse then, a 9-year-old stallion. He performed so beautifully.
Yeah, it was very good today. It was a bit at the beginning of the season. He had to do a few shows to learn, to gain experience also up to next year. I have to give him some time to develop himself. But actually today it came out very good, and I hopefully now that he's ready to go for the upcoming shows.
Which riders and horses jump round 2?
I think it's Jane and me jumping the second round. I think Jane jumps the same horse and I'll jump a different horse.
Well done, congratulations and good luck for round 2.
Thank you.
What a performance that is for the Stockholm Hearts, a team that is in such desperate need of championship points, a team that is desperately fighting to make sure that they are not bottom of the table, that they want to get involved in the GCL Super Cup that takes place later on this year. This, for now, is a golden opportunity to make up some major points. What a clear from Jean-Richard, by the way. That is absolutely outstanding on Molly Malone. And if you bear in mind that Olivia Philipparts is jumping only a 9-year-old stallion in Nobel, for them to be the only team that jumps double clear, that is a standout performance, a stage-leading performance from the Stockholm Hearts, powered by H&M. What's the story then with the Kunstars, powered by the Iron Dames? Winners here in 2024, having seen their sister team, the Monaco Comets, be eliminated in round 1. When you have someone that is as talented and as classy as Kathrin Ackermann, who can deliver clears on request, you know that they are always going to be in the conversation. A fence going down for Natalie Dean, a clear for Kathrin Ackermann. Let's hear from Ackermann and get her thoughts.
Katrin, a wonderful clear. You were just inside the time. Were you aware of how tight the time was today?
Yeah, I think it's really difficult to build a course here in the small arena. But in the end, I find it's a nice course, but you really have to concentrate. It's coming so fast, and I struggled a bit after the plank. Okay. But yeah, she jumped really good, and it's such an amazing horse.
She looked so smooth as well. To us, it looked pretty easy, but I'm assuming on board it's a lot harder to ride.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, somehow we have to trust the horses, and we have to ride and be connected together. And yeah, like I said, it's not so easy here, and it's really warm. But it's all the same. And in the end, we went clear, and I'm really happy.
Natalie just had one down. Did you see what happened there?
Yeah, I think she was a bit behind, in the corner. So he had the horse not really in front of her in the last moment. So the horse jumped really, really good. And the rest was, yeah, I mean, we are so happy in our team with the 6 riders, I have to say. We all do amazing, and it's a really nice feeling. So thanks to Deborah. We are like a great team, and it's really a lot of fun together.
It looks a lot of fun as well. Just lastly, you don't have Jana. We know that she had a fall yesterday. That's changed your plans a bit. You're both having to jump the second round. Same horses or change of horses?
We will change the horses, but Jana is still here, so yeah.
The family team are still always around?
It's always around, and I think it's what makes the team.
Well done.
Thank you.
They are only 1 fence away from the lead, so don't be surprised if by the end of tonight that the Kunststars powered by the Iron Dames are once again involved in a conversation in and around the podium. It's why they are as good as they are, it's why they have the depth that they have, and it's why season in and season out since the Iron Dames takeover, you get the impression that they are always on the cusp of being able to win another stage. Natalie Dean, Kathleen Ackermann keeping them in the hunt. They are just a single rail behind the current leaders, the Stockholm Hearts, powered by H&M. We love horses. Razorback International had a difficult draw position. They were first to go, in fact, of course, in GCL round 1, auto-generated by computer, so there is no reading how and why you go. It is simply drawn, and Razorback International, powered by Horse Gym, picked unlucky number 1. A fence down for Emanuele Camilli and 2 time penalties for Max Weishout saw them come home on 6. We caught up with the younger of the Weishout brothers to get his thoughts on his team's position.
Max, Riesenbeck International were first to go today, and you did a wonderful clear. Just give us a sense of how it's riding in there.
Yeah, of course, it's a special show here. It's a small arena, but I have a really experienced horse, and it was a pleasure. Yeah, it was fun.
Did it ride as it walked?
Yeah, the thing is that the arena is really small, and then everything is a bit different than you walk it. But okay, it was fine today for us.
How much do Riesenbeck really need a good weekend?
Yeah, we didn't have the best season so far. Not as expected. We actually have a good team, but couldn't really show off. Now we have to find a good result this week and try to catch up a little bit on the others.
Going into round 2, do you know who's jumping yet?
I think we keep the team as it was in the first round, just try to do a little better, and then we're going to be fine.
Good luck.
Thank you.
The thoughts of Razorback International's Max Weishout, who jumped 2 time penalties, had all the fences up, but not inside the 72 seconds allowed by Uliana Vizzani. Time was a real major factor here, a real talking point. Weishout, the first to get a time penalty. Grimaldi picked up a time penalty. Both New York Empire riders in Michael Pender and Robert Murphy picking up time penalties. It continued with Gilles Thomas, with Michael van der Vleuten, Willem Vermeer, Jérôme Guéry. There were time penalties aplenty in GCL round 1. And that is going to make the overall numbers at the end of the night. The time penalties will play a major factor because teams like Madrid in Motion might find themselves somewhere in the middle of no man's land because of those seconds that have cost them. As it stands now, this is what a virtual ranking looks like if things were to end immediately. We love the what-if game. If the Kunststars were to finish where they finish now, which currently is in 3rd here in Monaco, they would go on to add to their championship lead. Falcons Art United were trailing by only a handful of points, and they would now extend that to over 8 points. Although the 1, 2, 3, first, second, and third would all look the same, though, with the Kunststars, Falcons Art United, and Shanghai Swans still holding those positions. Prague Lions, Madrid in Motion, that still starts to look very, very similar. So I wonder if by the end of GCL round 2, we will see a major shake-up on the overall rankings. We'll find that out by the end of the night. Before we take a quick break, we decided to bring Rosie Turner back into the studio to get some thoughts for us. She's obviously been chatting to the riders, getting some insights, hopefully, as to what they've been saying. We had Sasha Nygaard-Lille in the studio a little bit earlier on. She made the point that it did not jump the way it walked. It was a factor that we heard you bring up as well. I wonder just how much of a reality that has been here for today, Rosie, for the riders, because no one looked terribly terrified in the course walk, yet this makes it feel as if it's been really hard work, real tough jumping.
I have to say, when I was down in the course walk, everyone was, like you said, everyone looked like I'll just walk it once and happy days, off we go. But it definitely didn't ride like that. I think one thing, I don't know if you've mentioned this yet, is the time. The fact so many time faults were had during this, and I spoke to a few of the riders and they all said in this sort of arena you can't really push for time because it comes fast enough as it is. If you're going to push in this sort of arena, things are going to go wrong. So I guess is it luck as to whether your time is on or not? But they said it's something that you can't add into thinking about as well. And as we see, it can go wrong when that you miss one fence into a stride. We saw with Jean Sadran. I will point out, I've spoken to the team as well. She is absolutely fine, up and all right. Horse obviously didn't have a full, horse is fine. So thankfully, everyone is okay, which is the main point.
What a lovely moment. I noticed in the tunnel as well, the in-gate there we saw when Sadran was busy walking out there. Edwina Tops-Alexander was there in a flash. There was an arm around the shoulder, and you just saw that mentorship role that we so often talk about with Edwina Tops-Alexander immediately, in a flash, around the shoulder of Sadran. You can imagine the words that would have been shared. And you spoke to them earlier on today, and you spoke to her about being a team manager, about being that mentor role. Was that not just the greatest exhibition of senior, junior rider that is everything that the GCL is all about, isn't it?
Yeah, and I also think it proves brilliantly that it's not just about the competition, it's about how everyone is. The Iron Dames, not just Monaco, the Monaco team, not just them, but the whole of the Iron Dames team were there to look after her and make sure she was there. Yana as well, who's currently in a sling, but actually looking all right.
Yeah, she's still around, she is still supporting. You're right, that is talking about the camaraderie, it's talking about the dedication, and those are all the kind of words that we so often see being used in the GCL, and that's a really great example of, and again, they talk about this family spirit, but that's a great example of it right there.
But I think we see it everywhere as well. What people might not see behind the scenes, but I get to see, is when riders do have a bad day, they may be stressed for a couple of seconds, and then they're straight back into focus and actually, you know, patting their horses. They love, you know, it's all to do with the horse and the partnership. The competition is there, of course it's sport, they want to win, but if something goes wrong, it goes wrong. That happens, it's sport.
All right, we have a build-up to GCL round 2 coming up in a few moments' time, so we'll let you get back to work. Rosie Turner joining us in the studio to give us some thoughts, some reaction as to what has gone down at the end of GCL round 1. We catch our breath, we take a break, and in a few moments' time, we are back for the build-up of GCL round 2. Let's remind you as to where the Global Champions League will be heading to next, and we'll see you in a few moments for GCL round 2.